Welcome to the Turnbuckle Chat podcast. We are very new to the scene, a very new UK-based podcast coming to you, covering all things WWE. We are trying to build a little community over here in the UK. Different fan bases. We've got a lot of different places around the UK, and a lot of fans that like the WWE and are big wrestling fans that don't really feel like they have a community they can talk to. We are those guys that we want to be able to bring you in, have different chats and talk to different people. Me and my lovely guest here, David, from two different parts of the UK ourselves. I'm from Birmingham, he's from Liverpool. So excuse his accent, it does get quite interesting, certain words. How are we, buddy?
I'm not too bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Hoping third time's a charm, and our Wi-Fi doesn't cut off now. We seem to be going around about, but I don't want to jinx it. But no, we are bringing you UK content over here, so we'll give you a different style of view, different opinions, different thoughts. There's a big group of us that are going to be coming together to do this, so keep your eyes peeled. We're going to be bringing a lot of videos out. We'll also be doing live streams, so PLEs such as Survivor Series, War Games, which we'll get into later on. Next weekend, we'll be live streaming for that one, so make sure you get in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts and your opinions, and if you agree or disagree with anything we say. More importantly, in the comment section, we do ask, just be nice. We don't need any negativity or any horrible comments. We are all new, starting out, and we're just trying to build a little community together. So all positive vibes. We just want the best, and we've been to different Manias. You went to, was it New Orleans?
Yes, WrestleMania 34. Yeah.
And I did the unfortunate of the worst Mania ever and did WrestleMania 39, which was in LA, and I swear to God, it was the worst Raw after Mania ever. But it's one of those, so it's a little bit different. But we'll jump right into it as we start the conversation. You'll probably see it from the name of the podcast and the thumbnail that we're going to discuss Maxine Dupree defeating Becky Lynch for the IC title, courtesy of help from AJ Lee. Let's jump straight into it. What are your thoughts on Maxine winning it?
No, great. I'm very happy for her because I see it in the short amount of time she's been competing as a professional wrestler and all the training. She's great in-ring performance. I'm hoping she's going to get a decent, or should I say long enough title reign to see how she is, maybe carry it till the Rumble. But it was great how AJ Lee got involved in the match as well. The meltdown Becky had taking it to social media, which is something different, especially for us fans over here in the UK as well. It was a great decision from
the Becky meltdown is the epitome of the meltdown is great, and we absolutely love it. We had a conversation earlier. Obviously, Maxine Dupree's only been actually learning to wrestle for the past 2 years, I believe it is. Obviously, her boyfriend's in LFG, and she's been surrounding herself with people like Natalia and Tyson Kidd, and obviously Otis and Tozawa and some other women backstage. Nikki Bella, I know, has been quite influential in her training. So different people coming in and helping her get better. And honestly, from when she first appeared in that Royal Rumble, and she botched every move she could. And we're all sat there going, "Oh God!" To her match the other day, because she actually held herself. She did well, and she's learning and she's coming along quick. And you sit there and you look at people that have only been learning a couple of years, and you think Tiffany Stratton's only been wrestling, I think, 4 years herself. So Maxine's come a long way from where she started. Like you said, I hope she gets a nice little title run, because that would be quite good. Obviously, bringing onto the other side of it, AJ Lee returning, which we all love an AJ Lee return. Costing Becky the title without actually getting involved in the match was refreshing to see, because you get all these returns, and the first thing they do, run down to the ring, and they cause a big distraction. They're up on the turnbuckle, and it was different, because it was.
Yes, it was.
She just come out, and it just got the hype and the pop of the crowd, and then it was like, oh, Becky's lost it here, and obviously this led to the meltdown online. We spoke earlier, and I said I absolutely love the fact that Adam Pearce rickrolled her. We're never going to give you up, and oh my God, that's the best thing he could have done in that situation.
It is.
But yeah, I think Maxine could have a good little run here, and doesn't have to be anything mega. You're not going to have to go and beat Bailey and Charlotte and Alexa and Rhea Ripley and beat all these big people every week. But people like Ivy Nile, who's up and coming in that kind of category, Lyra Valkyria, maybe Lash Legend after she's done with the War Games match, and people that are just coming up from NXT and coming in and a bit botch city people. You maybe throw Roxanne Perez in there, Kiana James, Chelsea Green, who we both seem to love the Chelsea Green character. But you could do a lot of things with Maxine being in that role. That, like I said, you haven't got to have her dominate every match or even be that person that just gets botched really quickly. It could be a good little title run for the IC title and actually put it on the map kind of thing. So
it will. It'll be interesting to see how it goes as well over the next few weeks. So obviously she's undefeated against Becky Lynch, so we'll see whether after.
Yeah, I'm cautious whether they give her a rematch, because if they give her the rematch, then Becky wins it. She's no better off because she gets a title back, but she's still 3-1.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
I think it'll be nice to see some fresh faces and new challenges. Yeah, some new matches.
That's what I liked about when Lyra had it, because Lyra brought in that obviously them different kind of people challenging. And when you look at when Lyra first wore it, you had Dakota Kai. I think it's one of the worst mistakes WWE ever did getting rid of her. Don't get me wrong, she was injury prone, but she was such a good wrestler.
I agree.
And I think she could have done really good. Cora Jade was another one that they got rid of that I think would have been really good. And to give the trifecta of women that have gone that are on OnlyFans now, Mandy Rose would have been another good person to bring into that situation and promote and put into that role. But I feel like they could bring that back. They've given it to someone big. And it's one of those, they did it with the IC title where Gunther had it, he got it to what it was. They give it to Dom Mysterio, who was the lesser of the people. Obviously, he's done a really good job building it up and making it worth something. And Eddie Guerrero in his way through his title reign. And now you give it to John Cena, so you give it back to that big character, that big person that's going to put it back on the map a little bit, but they're not going to hold it for long. I'd be very surprised. We also had a conversation earlier. Both of us big John Cena fans.
Yes, very big ones.
I said it, we're opposites, so I'll come to our predictions and we'll discuss it more. But I think Dom wins on Saturday and takes the title back and it's kind of just give John Cena that chance to be a Grand Slam champion, because let's be honest, John Cena cannot retire a 17-time world champion, never having won the Intercontinental Championship, let alone up until he fought for it, he'd never had a one-on-one singles match for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
So it was obvious that he was going to get one, and I think the way that Triple H did it and the storytelling they did in Boston really made it special. But I think now you just give it back to Dom, or you have this My Time Is Now, or their time is now, whatever tournament is. You have that build up, and you do end up with someone, and I'll throw a name out there. That I think someone like Carmelo Hayes would be a good person to be John Cena's final person. You have Carmelo Hayes win. He wins the IC title, so it gives him his first big singles title in the main roster. But it's also a passing of the torch to someone a little bit in the lower cards. But he, as much as he does my head in because he's cocky and arrogant, which is what he's meant to do, and I understand the point.
And he does a very good job of it as well.
Yeah. He is a younger version of The Miz. The Miz is cocky and arrogant, does my head in. Absolutely love the guy as a wrestler because he can wrestle. Carmelo Hayes is that same way. And I think giving someone like him the push off beating John Cena would be massive for his career.
I think with Carmelo Hayes taking it as well, that you'll be able to see how he handles the pressure of having a title on him in the WWE. And because I think in the future he can definitely be a competitor for the world title, the WWE Championship.
He did very well when he was NXT champion, and I know a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that say, "Oh, it was one of those storylines where because of Trick Williams he kept it," in the nicest way possible. Because of Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams was relevant because in NXT now, as much as Trick is trying, the crowd just don't get behind him anymore, and he doesn't have that kind of support system that he did when he was with Carmelo and that all first happened, them first splitting up and breaking apart. But I think Carmelo Hayes has got the chance to. He's a heel at the moment. I think if you beat Cena, you have him win the title, and then you have that moment where he shakes Cena's hand, he gives him a hug, the passing of the torch, the respectful moment in the ring, and then if Carmelo Hayes was to say leave the ring and leave it for Cena, you kind of have Carmelo Hayes turn face without having to do anything major to turn face and letting Cena take his flowers, because we're all going to be crying our eyes out, let's be honest, on Saturday Night Main Event, 13th of December.
Yes. Yeah.
No one wants John Cena to retire.
As much as what I'm really looking forward to it, that date is just coming. I think I spoke to you about the other day. It was as if it was like Elimination Chamber, like the other week, when it all kicked off, and now we're 9 months later from February down the line, and we're going into December, and we're looking to say goodbye to the never seeing Mr. 17 Grand Slam.
I was sat earlier, and we've obviously been talking in our group chats, and we have a lot of chats between me and you. And I said, we should do a video of our top 10 favourite wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was talking to the partner, and I was like, right, see, I've made my list, because I was like, if we make the video, I've got it ready then.
Yeah.
So obviously I was like, Cena's got to go on top. And then I was like, who do I put in second? Because I'm in that era where I grew up where it was John Cena. And I'm sat there going, John Cena, Edge, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio. They're the big four that I grew up with.
Yeah.
You got the back end of Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Undertaker and stuff. But I'm sat there going, what about people like Stone Cold that I didn't start watching till after Stone Cold had finished? The Rock, I only caught a little bit of him.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, I think I watched for about a year and a half before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
In the nicest way possible, you can't go and put Chris Benoit in it because of what he did. As much as everyone says he's a good wrestler, you can't do something like that. R-Truth is just hilarious, but he won't make my top 10. I didn't see Andre the Giant. I didn't see Hulk Hogan. I didn't see all these big people that people are like, these are my Mount Rushmore people.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes is another one that I feel like has been so influential in the business, but I've never seen him. So I'm sort of going, how can I put them in my top 10? And then you get other people going, how have you got John Cena, Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Randy Orton as your top 4 when you haven't got this? And I'm like, because I didn't see them. If I'm going to go off,
grown up on,
I don't know whether I do the top 10. Do I do the top 10 off of what I've grew up on, or do we go top 10 of like the impact they've had on wrestling? Because then you put Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, and The Rock, and Undertaker, Cena.
Names come through,
They're coming into your what do they call them? Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Yeah.
But John Cena's been the top the whole time I've been here. Roman Reigns is probably close second to even being able to do what John Cena's done. What he did with the Bloodline was completely different, but the fact that John Cena's coming to end, and it's not even the fact of, I'm retiring and then we'll see him again in 6 months and we'll see him again at the Rumble year. He is, no, I'm never wrestling again. I am never coming back. I am never coming. I might show up on TV maybe for like a Hall of Fame announcement or something like that.
I think that's what's so special about it as well, because you have saying like wrestlers are going to retire and then they'll come back and do like maybe even like a Saudi match. Like they'll come back and do like an appearance for Saudi, or they'll come back and do like a promo or just like a run on a few days, similar to like I'm trying to think of an example.
Well, you had Edge retired because of his injury, and then kept coming back and doing the cutting Edge. And then if you go off the Saudi base, DX versus the Brothers of Destruction, the worst match ever to happen
in Saudi as well.
In Saudi, that's what I mean. Big money. They're all like, Sam paid it, and now all 4 of them sit down and they go, should never have done that.
We shouldn't have done that. But I think that's what's different about this one. I think because Cena's had such an influential impact on. It's like outside WWE, all the Make-A-Wish, he's got he is as well.
He's got a Guinness record for Make-A-Wish, hasn't it? Over 650 Make-A-Wishes. So like the guy, as much as people sit there and they just, it's wrestling's fake, and he's just a guy who goes around saying you can't see me, but we can see you. The guy outside of the WWE does a lot. John Cena in the community does a lot, and not just Make-A-Wish. He does a lot in his hometown of Massachusetts. He does a lot in the community.
He does.
When he went to Japan and stuff like that. And when he's a lovely bloke, and you got the chance to meet him the other day, and I'm very jealous.
I did, and I did.
You got to
I
meet him
got
at the
and
Liverpool Comic Con, so it was
I
kind
did.
of like. What was
It
that
was
like
great.
for a moment?
It was great, especially in my home city as well.
Was you like floating out of body experience? Like, oh my god!
It was. I think like
You're
the
like,
whole day.
end.
The whole day I was really nervous for it, and then like we got through to another room, and like there was like a zigzag queue.
Yeah.
And there was just like those like black curtains, and I was like, and then I think it hit, and I was like, wow, I'm in the same room now. It's not long till I meet him, and I think talk about the influential impact he's had. Like my son, who's 3 years old, he's watched a few episodes of wrestling because he's seen me watch it.
Yeah.
And because it's been seen as fun, he goes around the house saying, "Yo, you can't see me." And he does the "Let's go Cena," and then wants me to chant. Begrudgingly, I have to go Cena. So I was hoping he doesn't do that when I met him. But when I met him, I just seen my son's face glow up, and for a 3-year-old to say like, "Oh, like wow, I'm meeting John Cena," and he did the "You can't see me" to Cena. Cena did it back to him, and I think for me, as a dad and as a fan of Cena, I think I nearly died at that moment. But no, it was great.
That's what's good of him though. Like he's very good with kids, and for a guy that was portrayed on Total Bellas as doesn't do kids, don't like them, don't want them, all this, he is very good with the kids.
He is.
And stuff like that, and you hear these stories like you've had where you do the "you can't see me" to him, and he does it back, and he thinks he's hilarious. He's generally a funny guy as well. Like some of the videos you see, I absolutely loved in his heel run. They went, I don't know if they went to Saudi or somewhere from Mania, and they were out and they had a big punch bag, and he was like squared up, and then he was pretending to hit, and he's like, "This is how I've been punching for 20 years," and I'm like. The guy, who would have thought to do that? Like the guy,
everyone getting excited. It's like, oh, punch machine. We're going to see Cena.
Cena's going to absolutely destroy it, and then he's like pretending to hit it. but no, I think someone like Cena, so whoever he faces, he's going to give that big push.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think that what I like about the idea of this Saturday night main event is he's also announced it's to push NXT talent. So it's do we potentially see the people like Trick Williams or one we'll get onto later, people like JC Jane or Tatum Paxley or Sol Ruka, these kind of wrestlers that have got the chance to go main roster? Do we see sort of Raw versus NXT, SmackDown versus NXT kind of, or triple threat kind of old school Survivor Series, if I put it that way?
Yeah, brand versus brand.
Kind of, brand versus brand. Do we see that kind of scenarios reach out? And I think that's what he wants, is he come into an era where the draft was massive, Survivor Series, bragging rights, all those kind of pay-per-views were massive in those days.
Yeah.
And I think he's looking at like, if I can bring back to the people that supported me for 20 years, that little memory, it's going to work really well. And I think we're very excited to see what's going to happen on the day. Not wanting to happen at the same time. So but yeah, what are your thoughts? Obviously, I've seen a few things now, and I put it into the group chat earlier, and I was quite disappointed. But obviously, Sheamus has announced that he's injured. He can't make.
Yeah.
WWE have announced Sheamus is injured. He's probably not storyline, and he won't be facing whoever it is that was meant to face in the next round of the tournament. There's obviously rumours about who's going to be coming in. A lot of people are saying The Miz, because he wants a second chance. Obviously, the whole situation of defeating Cena at Mania, he keeps going on about that, and the greatest achievement of his life. We obviously had a conversation earlier. I'd like to see Chris Jericho
come
back into that situation, or as likely as it'll be Edge. One we have also discussed is John Cena's pipe bomb conversation. He mentions Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona, who have both come back in the tournament. And then I don't actually know his full name, but Cesaro.
That could be a full circle moment.
Could Cesaro be coming back to replace Sheamus? But like we said earlier as well, it's you get them the bar. Sheamus and Cesaro with the bar.
Stepping in
and covering his tag team partner. Do we get that kind of thing?
It would be great to see him back.
A lot of opportunities there.
He's one person who I'd like to see. Like he did so good when he won. He did so good when he won a title.
Yeah.
So I think he's like a person who I see sort of similar to LA Knight. Really had the charisma around him, and I think he does deserve, if he does come back, a title run as well.
I think the other person that a lot of people have kind of forgot about, and they've already had a match before, so it kind of 100%, once I say the name, you'll go passing the torch, would be Austin Theory. Grew up a diehard Cena fan, and very popular news that he was a big Cena fan, wanted to be like Cena and stuff like this.
Yes.
Obviously, been on the shelf recently because he's injured. But what about that? That would be a good pot to come back to. A face Theory, or even a heel Theory, coming back. Maybe you have Theory come back as a heel, or come back as a face. You turn him a heel against John Cena, like after the match or whatever, and maybe he goes and joins the Vision.
Yeah.
People wanted that, obviously, when Seth was in charge of that. Yeah. You put him in the Vision and you allow him to work with Paul Heyman and get them. We'll cover it in a second. We said earlier about Logan Paul needs to get rid of the influencer side and focus on wrestling. And Paul Heyman's going to do that. I think he could do the same with Theory and give Theory a really good push, because he come in as basically Vince McMahon's side man that he was obsessing over.
Yeah.
His love child. And then Vince obviously left, and now it's a situation where what do we do with Theory? Because they put him with Grayson Waller, and you could see that was going to turn for a while.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they've now attached Grayson Waller with the New Day. Which to me doesn't make any sense. The New Day are a legendary tag team. Why we're trying to put Grayson Waller with them, I don't know. But I think Theory could get a good little push. So there's plenty of people that could take that spot. I also feel bad for Shinsuke, because he got beat. Yes, okay, he got beat, but surely if Sheamus can't take that role, Shinsuke should just take it.
Yeah, that's true.
And Shinsuke and John Cena have had a history in the past.
Yes, they have.
So I'm sat here going, why is Shinsuke not just being given an opportunity? Obviously, we all know its storyline. We know.
Storyline. I think now they've announced that. I think because with the pipe bomb promo he did, I do think now, thinking about it, Cesaro probably makes the most sense. I do get the Miz biggest achievement he's ever done, beat Cena on the grandest stage, which during the time it was for Cena as well, really big for the Miz. So I would get the Miz, but I think for a full circle moment and to link up with the pipe bomb, I think, and it'll be very exciting to see another return to Cesaro.
I think he's incredible strength.
He is.
He's got an incredible moveset, and I absolutely love it when he throws people in the air and just uppercuts them with his arm. Yeah. It's like, how have you got the strength to do it? And the spin. He does like 20, 30 spins. How are you not dizzy?
I know. And he's still fan of it. Yeah. So I do think Gunther will get to the end, the final. But I think it needs to be someone big enough.
Well, I read something earlier without hopefully being too much of a, like, not a spoiler because it's not factual, but without it like giving too much doubt, that apparently the idea is Jay versus Gunther in the final, which would be their third match this year and be the final outcome for it. And I'm just like, no, that shit was good at Mania. Leave it at Mania. Like, it was. We didn't need the second match.
No, they never. And it wasn't the best storyline leading up to it. It was sort of, it could have been a lot better, I thought.
Yeah.
But to have the match again, especially for Cena's last match, I understand that Gunther could be Cena's plus moment and get that big push because he can be a dominant force.
Does Gunther need the push though?
See, because we've seen him with what happened with Goldberg as well earlier in the year. I do think he could just be like a career ending. He could take that twist of his character and like be like a dominant force, like
the legend killer, but he could be like the career killer.
Yeah, I was trying to think of another way for legend killer then as well, but no, definitely
the career ender. Yeah, that works. That he could do that, but then you look at the situation like, if you want to keep that run, he has to be AJ's final match then to end AJ's career. And I think AJ's going to have a really good run next year. And I'm quite glad that we're not just getting people turn up on the, I'm retiring from today. I like this whole idea of, right, AJ's got a year, because in my mind, the first thing I said it to my partner, I said to my brother as well, the first thing in my mind went is bring back all the TNA legends. Bring back not Kurt Angle because he's going to be out of it, but Samoa Joe, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy. You've got those kind of people. The Dudleys still wrestling out there somewhere. You've got Motor City Machine Guns were against him in TNA.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode maybe for a match because they had a good rivalry in TNA. Maybe we do get Kurt Angle. I don't know. But there's so many people that he fought in TNA, and I'm sat there going, oh my God, WWE got this connection with TNA. Let's make something mega. And
you can.
Especially
we'll see if they do
happens.
It right as well. Hopefully they do it better than how Cena's heel run went earlier in the year. But
yeah, Triple H, if you ever watched this, mate, that was the worst decision you ever made. Don't ever listen to The Rock again. Tell him to go away. Turning Cena heel was the ultimate screw up in his storyline. I think if you'd kept the best way they could have done it would have been in that moment turning Cody heel.
Yeah.
And rather than Cody being like, Rock, go fuck yourself, he sells his soul to The Rock. He turns heel. And then we get Super Cena at Mania, overcomes all the odds to win the 17th title.
Yeah.
That would have meant more to people like me and people like you and to other Cena fans than the cheap cop-out that we had. Because I'm sat there going now, like, do I really want to count that 17th win as a proper win? But at the same time, he's the GOAT. He's a 17. Never seen 17. But that could have been played out so much better.
Yeah.
In a much better way.
And I will touch up on it later as well when you mentioned about Rhodes maybe possible heel, which obviously we'll come to later. Because that was
War
one of
games
our,
could be in.
Yes, that was one of our predictions we gave.
Yeah. Going obviously on to War Games, the other thing you'll see from the title is we had the surprise return, not only of just Brock Lesnar, but Roman Reigns as well on the same note. I said it before. I think that's a very, very good move because you hear Brock's music here and you think, "Oh snap!" No, I'm in my living room like, "Oh my, come on, go on, we got Brock back!" Like, yes, 5th member for the team, and then he's just destroying everyone, and then all of a sudden you hear that, and I was like,
OTC.
That freak out moment of like, oh my God,
it was good. It was good the way I like how they did it, similar to how the CM Punk did. Like they put the credits on for Raw, and it was like, because if I was watching, because I didn't manage to watch that one live, but I was watching the live. I was like, okay, that's the end. Lesnar's return, possibly another return next Monday, or we'll see something on Friday Night SmackDown. And then as you mentioned, you hear the Roman Reigns' entrance music hit, and it's like, wow, we've got Cena winning IC title. We've got AJ League 3 big superstars coming back, and IC title change. It was like the main event after Raw.
Yeah, it was a very, very good Raw this week.
It was a very good Raw.
And the problem I find is when we get the good Raws like this, is we get a very, very good Raw, and everyone's like, oh my God, there's a standard. Keep this every week. And then the next week we get a very, very boring one.
Yeah.
And you said it then where you expect obviously the OTC to return at a different point. My mindset when Brock returned was, right, we've had Brock Lesnar tonight. Now, Drew McIntyre's banned from the arena of SmackDown because of the suspension storyline they've got going.
Yeah.
So that means that at SmackDown there can only be a maximum of 4 people for the Vision.
Yeah.
That's where you bring out the other 4. Paul Heyman goes on about, we've got the bigger people, the better. And then you bring out the OTC and it's a 5-on-4. They get the beat down. It's 1-1 kind of on beat down, and it goes to the War Game. But Brock Lesnar, I've said it before, Brock Lesnar sold that Superman punch like his rent was due.
He did.
He sold that so well.
He did. He flew out of that ring from that one Superman punch.
Yeah.
And I think that shows the strength of how much Roman Reigns has come on and built up to, because to do a move like that on Lesnar,
no one punches Lesnar once and he goes down.
No one. Yeah, no one.
9 times out of 10, he has a 5-minute match. He goes bright red like a beetroot in the face, and he's out of energy. And it's a few finishes, and he finished.
Multiple suplexes, multiple F5s.
Yeah, but no. Obviously, announcing that those two are going into the War Games. So you've got Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, Cody and CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, you've got Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. It's, I think the way you described it earlier, an all-star match.
Oh, an all-star studded matchup.
All-star studded match.
Both.
That is.
I do think there's going to be, well, we'll come to later about our prediction, but some sort of heel turn. I can't see
heel turn or a heel to a face. There's going to be a turn in the match somewhere.
There's going to be definitely a twist, and I am hoping for that. The way we've seen Cody react recently with the Drew McIntyre feud, I do hope it's going to be. We do get that Cody heel run, and then we've got a title back on a heel.
Although I did absolutely love the fact that he turned around and goes, Bron Breakker, historically, Steiners have never been as good as the Rhodes. I thought he absolutely buried him with that one quote. And for Cody to come out with something like that, he doesn't really do mega good promos. But he come out with that line, and I was like, oh, geez, damn. He buried him with that. But we'll have a conversation about Logan Paul, because as much as people don't like him, I don't like him as a person outside WWE, but I've got to give him his flowers and his credit. He's a very good athletically as a wrestler. I just think that he needs to get rid of, I said it earlier, he needs to get rid of this influencer thing and stop being this. Like I've seen a lot of photos from SmackDown. He had his notes on his hand, and obviously that's not looking
I've seen
good.
that.
We know that The Rock did it before, and John Cena buried him with it. But his notes on his hand, and he's sitting there going, "You're now with Paul Heyman. Forget this whole, I'm a YouTuber turned boxer turned wrestler.
I think that needs to be put to one side.
You are a wrestler. You are."
Because he is a good wrestler.
He's a very good wrestler. And if he's in that ring and he's given 110% into wrestling, rather than focusing on the drones and getting the cameras out on the prime, if you focus on the wrestling, fans will come around and like you. And people won't like him because of what he's done outside. I'm one of them. I know you've said you're one of them in the past, but I'm not a fan of him outside of WWE because of shit that he's done. But I'm willing. Everyone deserves a second chance. I'm willing to give him a second chance as a wrestler, and to watch him in the ring and to see what he does. But he needs to get rid of that influencer stage. And I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. The guy is a former YouTuber that went to a boxer. Throw your punch for your finishing move like a proper punch.
Yes. You've got to, if you're having that one big knockout punch, you've got to do it as good or as equal as or as better as how the Big Show. Because you know if the Big Show stepped in the ring, he's got that fist loaded ready. You know that one punch is going to.
The Big Show was literally that big of a guy. His hand is massive, and he just went bang. You were gone.
Yeah.
Logan Paul has got a good punch. We've seen him. I don't know if you've ever seen his boxing fights, but he's a good boxer, and he can throw punches. But for some reason, he like windmill throws his finisher, and it's like throw it like a proper punch and do it properly, and adjust just the way you're doing that. Because when you throw it like that, I can tell 100% you're being fake because you're not even you're just going down in front of their face.
Yeah.
Throw it like you're throwing a punch. Learn that balance of right. Can I hit you? Yeah, you can hit me, but just don't smack me too hard. You judge that. Or if you're going to throw it and you're going to miss them for the camera angles, make sure your camera angle's right. You're in the right place, and you know how to throw it. Yeah. But he's got potential to be. He's got potential to be one of the first celebrities to come into wrestling to go and be a champion and be a world champion.
No, I agree. He is a really good wrestler. I just think it's that it's the split now from I'm going to put all my everything into wrestling, and as you said, the fans will come around. Everyone has got a pass, as you mentioned. Everyone deserves a second chance as well. But I do think if you put his heart and soul into wrestling, like the majority, if not every wrestler on the roster, I do think the fans will come around. And then you've got the influential public YouTuber star, Logan Paul, but then you've made a name for yourself as the wrestler Logan Paul.
But we obviously had a conversation earlier, and he went up and he put a post on X or something that said, "Why are these wrestlers trying to be YouTubers? They're not YouTubers. You're
these
not
outsiders coming in thinking
outsiders coming in. Yeah, that's where you stay an influencer on social media." You stick to I'm the influencer Logan Paul, and you have that wind up, and you're an outsider because you're not a YouTuber, you're a wrestler, and you have that wind up. But then when you're in that ring, you need to go from being the funny, jokey Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it is, person to I'm the fucking wrestler that does the sunset flip, and I smashed Ricochet in the middle of the ring. That was an epic spot.
Yes,
the match against Roman Reigns was a very, very good match. And he blew his ACL in that.
Yeah.
Or his quad or something like that. He had a really bad injury and he carried on that match. And that's the kind of thing that people want to see. Where I don't want to see this person come out and bitch every week that, I'm being told I'm not fitting in here and I'm not what. No, you're fucking not, because no one gives a shit about that shit.
Yeah. No, I do think if he does any of that in War Games, I think that's one of what we were speaking about earlier. I do think Lesnar's going to turn around and he is going to get an F5 at some point in the match. I just like it to finish and then Brock Lesnar F5 him anyway. I think everyone sort of. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I do want something to happen where Lesnar maybe attacks or someone does something to Logan Paul. I think that's just I think it'd be a Braun Breaker spear or a Drew McIntyre Claymore. Yeah. And CM Punk will move. Yeah. And he'll get caught with one or something like that. And we obviously looking at what happened on SmackDown. Obviously, Drew attacks Cody at the beginning of it. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. Drew attacks Cody at the beginning of it. And then later on, it comes to Bronson's having his match against Carmelo Hayes, which, by the way, was a very good match. And I give Carmelo his praise there. He did really good in that match. But they're having this match, and there's a moment where Braun Breaker goes for a spear. Jey Uso has jumped the barrier and kicked him in the face. And then Jimmy's jumped the barrier, and Jimmy's waiting to just give that super kick. And Logan Paul stood next to Paul Heyman. Yeah. And he started going, you're meant to be there. Yeah. You were slightly delayed in realising, this is my moment. And I think Paul Heyman's going to be massive with him. I do think to bring it forward. I don't know if you've watched Stephanie's Places yet with Paul Heyman on it. No, I haven't yet. It's like a 2-hour-long podcast. So if you ever get the chance to give it a watch. Yeah. But Paul Heyman says when he works with people, he doesn't just get to know them like, oh hi, I'm Paul. Oh, I'm Braun. Yeah. He goes. The first thing I say to someone is, you tell me something about you no one else knows. Yeah. And I want it to be deep. I want it to be dark. I want it to be something that if I'm in the ring and I need you to cry, I can whisper this moment into your ear. You will cry. If I'm in the ring and I need you to be angry, I can whisper this into your ear. And he goes, and that's what Roman did really well, was Roman opened up to him on a level that no one ever has. Yeah. So when they're in the ring and he needs Roman to get the emotional side, he stood behind Roman whispering like, he didn't give any examples. He goes, because I'll take everything to my grave and I'll keep it all secret. He goes, but I'm whispering things in his ear that I know will make him sad. I know will upset him. I'll get him crying, get him tears. If I need him to be like angry and go in, I'm whispering things in his ear that I know piss him off. I know that get him angry and get him going. If I want him to be happy and jokey, I'll maybe whisper in his ear some memories that he's got that are good and that. Yeah. And he goes, but it's not just they tell me everything and I keep it. He goes, I'll tell them secrets that I've had that no one else knows. Yeah. It was like, and it's a trust relationship. If you start spreading shit about me, I'll tell everyone all your shit and I ain't scared. But if you keep my stuff secret, I'll go to the grave with your stuff. And he goes, and that way then I get a proper open relationship with people. He goes, because we're building that relationship and building that trust with each other. He is the GOAT when it comes to management. He is. And stuff like that. And I don't think there's anyone else out there that I would put anywhere near it. But the way that he just is with people is crazy. Oh, 100%. It is great. And especially the push, the influence he's had on, you speaking of Roman Reigns as well. Yeah, he says something in the documentary, in the podcast where he says, ECW was massive. What I did with that was mega.
but creating the bloodline was just as big.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm sat there going, that's crazy to think that you're putting the bloodline, a small little family storyline, as big as one of the most extreme wrestling groups we had.
And to think of how long ago it started, like 3, maybe 4 years ago, and we were still talking about it in January.
Yeah.
And we're still talking about the bloodline with Roman Reigns and Usos, obviously on the same team of War Games. And when they last met Roman Reigns, like, oh, I don't want to see you till December till Christmas. So it was like, in fact, that story is still ongoing, and still people are intrigued on what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and it's still got so many different paths it can go down as well.
Yeah, like we'll go on to like, but we talked about obviously the turning of something happening.
Yes,
I said it. I think Jey Uso turns. On Jimmy and Roman and all that, and potentially goes and runs the Vision, and they give him a push as a heel. Obviously, we all know Jey Uso as the Yeet main event. Yeet, getting drunk at press conferences.
Yes.
But I think if you give him a bit more of a serious role, like when the Usos were in that heel phase, he was very good in that situation before, when it was the Uso Penitentiary first come around. You had the New Day were champions and the face, and then you brought back these dressed in all black Uso Penitentiary. The Usos come back from their Samoan people that were doing the hacker as they were coming onto the ring to these just straight up like savage people. He's good on the mic when they get going. He's a very good heel. I think him running the Vision would be a great turn.
Yeah,
I just don't see how. Thinking about it more over the day, I can't picture in my head how he turns in the match.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if he did, how WWE would play it. Maybe it is sort of him maybe it's the 3 of them, Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey, all standing there against 3 other superstars standing across the ring from him, whoever's there from the other team.
Yeah.
And it, like Lesnar or anyone, but then it could be that someone like Paul Heyman gives them the look outside of the ring, or someone gives them a nod, is like similar to what The Rock did with Cena, and then that's when he
I was just going to say, do we get a double turn in? The cage door opens, Paul Heyman appears with the brass knuckles, gives them to Jey.
Yeah.
And Jey punches Logan. So you turn Logan face by having him be attacked. But you have Jey Uso also join the heel side of things.
Yes, that'd be very good.
Just because Logan was punched in the face, but you know.
Yeah, with his own move as well. But no, it would be great if Paul Heyman can be involved, because as we all know, Paul Heyman turns.
He's going to be involved into
great superstars, and to have Uso's already been at the top with this, with like the yeet. I'm doing like the little yeet move, and then with the yeet movement behind him, and I think as a heel as well, I think fans will get behind him, and as you mentioned before, how good an influence Paul Heyman has on superstars as well. I think it can, even though Jey Uso's up there as one of the top superstars, he could take that next step up and be on a really high status and get the heat from the crowd as well.
If he's at that stage where he's like, so he is ultimately, apart from Cena, he is probably the top face in WWE right now. You look at the entrances when they pan out and everyone's eating.
Yeah.
Imagine how much hate they'd get if he turned heel, and how much how loud that boo will be, and how loud that pop for him turning heel would be. It'd be very loud. But you also look at, I read something earlier on Twitter that said about 7 months ago, since WrestleMania, Jey Uso, every time he's come face to face with Paul Heyman, has called him Paul, or he calls him like an insult or something. On SmackDown, he called him the OG, which is what they used to call him when he was in the Bloodline.
Yeah.
And he called him that up until he turned on Roman at WrestleMania. And all of a sudden, again on Friday, he goes, "Hey, listen, OG," and everyone's like, "Oh my God, is this Jay slightly giving hints that he's joining back up with Paul Heyman. I think it would be a great move for his career.
Yeah, no, it would be. I do think, as we mentioned before, I do think something like that is going to happen.
Yeah.
In War Games. Very excited to see what way it'll pan out.
Your other option is, the one I put to you earlier would be, you have Cody turn heel, Homelander style.
Yes.
Cody turns heel in the ring. Maybe attack CM Punk or maybe Jey Uso because he's the big guy. But the one thing that's never happened in a War Games, that Michael Cole mentions it every time someone climbs the cage. Yeah. If you climb the cage and you leave, once you're in the match, your team automatically forfeit the match.
Yeah.
So do we get Cody and maybe Jay are the only two standing in the middle of the ring, trying to work out what plan to do? Cody turn on Jay and then just walk out the cage, costing them the match. So no one physically takes the pin, which doesn't then go over anyone, doesn't give anyone the hype or the bounce. And he just walks out and thinks, screw you all, I don't want to do this anymore. And just turns heel that way. Could that be a way that we could?
It could definitely. And it'd be, as you mentioned, it's never happened before. So it'd be great. It'd be something new as well. Something that no one expects.
But what would be good to do in that situation, if we did it like early, would be then like a Randy return. Randy takes his spot. And then you've got face Randy, heel Cody. There's your Royal Rumble match for the title. Because Randy's been eyeing that title for a while.
He has. And he does deserve one more run as well. I think as much as what I'd love another heel Orton run with the title. Because obviously I
just wanted to punt someone.
Yeah. That's what I think we mentioned, we were speaking about it a bit earlier before, about how gutted we was with the Kevin Owens and Randy Orton match, unfortunately not taking place due to Kevin Owens' injury. I think that was leading up to the big punt coming back.
That would have,
I think each week, and it was all getting pulled back, and then obviously the injury happened, and
I think that's maybe why they pulled that match. Obviously, don't get me wrong, he had to go and have surgery and stuff, but he sat there and he was like, I'm happy to work through it. I think the fact that you could see that match was leading to, right, Randy Orton's going to have to boot you in the head.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a bit too much, but I feel like...
Yeah, it is.
I'm hoping Kevin returns. He's a very, very good wrestler, very good storyteller.
I really hope he does. Yeah.
I really hope he does get through his injury, and I feel sorry for Big E, because Big E's I love Big E, and I'm going to pay on Cameo for him to do our intro, because why not? Because that'd just be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I think people like Big E that's had this unfortunate injury where he's now having to. He's never actually officially announced he's retired.
Yeah.
But I think we all know he has.
Yeah, I think it's always you've got to be very careful with an injury coming back to that, especially the bumps Owens takes as well.
I kind of think
a lot of
but you look at the situation of Edge retired because of his neck, Daniel Bryan retired because of his neck, Paige retired because of her neck. They've all come back. So is Big E leaving the door open of not announcing his retirement on the basis of if in a couple of years I can come back, I will.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the ideal time to have announced his retirement would have been when the New Day turned on him.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think he would have brought him out, had him retire, and then they could have turned on him.
Yeah, they would have got. I think they would have got a lot more heated than what they currently have anyway. That would have been a great moment. An unfortunate moment, but a great moment for the New Day going forward. But as you mentioned, with neck injury in WWE, you never know. So hopefully, a few months, maybe a couple of years down the line, maybe depending on how long it takes. I do hope that we do get to see Kevin Owens in the ring again.
I just want to hear that. We all want to go big, or we go home. But it'll be one of those where I'd like to see Kevin Owens back. But going on to NXT, we had a conversation earlier. Obviously, there's quite a lot of NXT superstars, a lot of stuff happening. This week they had Tatum Paxley versus JC Jade in a rematch for the NXT Women's Championship, and Tatum's group have turned on her causing JC Jane to win the title back. Now, I think personally that's a wrong decision.
Yeah.
I think JC Jane's at that point where I'd have been looking at promoting her to the main roster and getting her in the women. Some of the women need to come up from NXT and give the women's division a bit of a shuffle because it's very flat and very stale at the moment. Very much the same storylines, just changing one wrestler every now and then.
Yeah.
I think JC Jane and Fatal Attraction she's part of could have come back and they could have done something different in WWE.
Yeah.
You could have ended up with Liv Morgan returning and having like the Judgment Day versus Fatal Attraction and having that storyline there. But I think JC Jane taking the title back, don't get me wrong, it'll do her good because it'll give her a push. I just think it was a wrong time. I think Tate and Paxley deserved the title. Could have had a good little run of it and changed it and made something different.
Yeah, you could have.
But there's a.
It'll be interesting to see where the next go, because to give JC the title, lose the title, win the title back like weeks later, is it they're trying to stabilize the division a bit more because they've noticed that women, like, she might not be ready for the main roster, but in my opinion, I think she is ready to take that next step up.
Yeah,
maybe they've got a few surprises coming down in the next.
I feel like maybe we may get JC Jane and Sol Ruka. That might become a match before, because I'm pretty sure Sol Ruka is going to turn on Zarya soon, and that's going to lead to her going on her own. She's going to whether she becomes a heel or Zarya turns on Sol Ruka and Sol stays the face. But I think Sol Ruka's another one. Her finisher, oh my god, what a move!
Yes, how
she even pulls it off, I don't know. But I think when you look at the situation of what they did in that tag team match against Charlotte and Alexa, they held their own in that, and she injured herself in that match as well.
Yeah.
But they held their own in that match, and the good promos a good couple of weeks before, building up to it, they were having good promos on NXT and on Raw and SmackDown. So I think that's another person ready for the main roster, but maybe you give her, I don't know, a Rumble entrance is probably a guarantee for Sol Ruka. Maybe a main title road to Mania.
Yeah.
Maybe then you lose at Mania to someone like Mariah May, or should I say Blake Monroe, Jordan Grace, someone like that, and you give them the push then from Mania onwards. And the one thing we discussed earlier was that we haven't had a draft this year.
No, we haven't.
There was rumoured one before WrestleMania, and then it never happened. I have a feeling it's because of the John Cena final tour.
I think this year I think all eyes have been on Cena's final year this year.
But I'd like to see a draft in, whether it's in the new year just before Mania or just after Mania. Just after Mania probably makes sense.
Yeah.
But I said one to you earlier where I'd like to see Ava, the NXT general manager, go into Raw or SmackDown and switch the general managers around a little bit.
It'll be nice to do that, get a fresh insight, and see Adam Pearce on NXT, like just something new after the WrestleMania.
The mighty Scottish Nick Aldis, get him in there. Get him in there, pal.
Because I think after the Mania season, it sort of, obviously, all the hype sort of dies down a little bit from Mania seasons and leading to Backlash. We usually have some rematches from Mania or some new opponents, some new feuds. But I think that will I think with the draft just a few weeks after Mania, I think that will give something new and something exciting leading up to the month.
I think the fans like it as well, because knowing it from over here, from a UK point of view, is obviously we don't get to enjoy the hype of. You see it in America where there's a lot of superstars are in supermarkets doing meet and greets, or they're out and doing this, or they're out doing that, and a lot of them in the public. Now, even when they come over here, we don't get that. We literally are. You get to see them at a meet and greet that's maybe planned for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or you have to pay extortionate money to go and see them at the show and whatever.
Yeah.
You don't really get that proper chance to one-on-one.
Yeah.
Over in America, there's thousands of wrestling podcasts, and wrestlers jump on them all the time. So it'd be nice if there is any wrestlers that watch this one. Come on our podcast, because we'd absolutely love to have you on and have a chat with you.
It would be very good.
But we don't get the same vibe over here from the wrestling community as what they do in America. So when we get the draft, then it means that we get to sit here, and as our little group, we go, oh my God, right, the next 6 months of WWE, what would you like to see? Oh, I want to see this person have a match, and that person have a match, and this. And then you get to 6 months later and you go, oh, well, what did we have? We had this, it. How many that's happened? None of it. And you start going, oh, okay. But when you get the draft, you go, oh, I'd love to see Carmella Hayes and Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu and blah, blah. And you get the draft and it happens and they're all on the same show and you're like, oh my God, we can get these matches. Like I'd like to have seen Jacob and Drew have a bit more of a more of a rivalry. Maybe Jacob gets involved in the War Games match.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cody,
I am a
walks
fan.
out. Cody walks out, or Jay walks out, and Jacob replaces him.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of Jacob. I love the character.
I love his entrance. He's got such a good song.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's up there with Chelsea Green's theme song for me. No, he's a great wrestler, great superstar. Like the persona around him as well. From what I've seen of him backstage as well, the influence he has, and he's just like from what his character is, like from outside of the ring, he's just a very down to earth person.
He's had a history. There's no lies. Obviously, they've made it very clear. He's had a history. He's been prison and stuff like that. But let's be honest. So did Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah.
So's Liv Morgan was done for doping.
Even Logan Paul as well.
Yeah.
The history, the big history he's had.
A lot of them have a lot of history with the law because of. I suppose it's one of those. If you're in the middle of the ring and you're building a storyline and someone punches you for real, and you can't retaliate, you're going to get angry. You then have a guy cut you up, get out of his car, and square up to you, and you're just going to get out and knock him out. And you ain't going to be in the mood. Yeah. But they've all got a history. They've obviously some of them grew up in families. Like as much as you sit there and go, yeah, but you got the Samoan family and all that. Some of them still live in poverty. They're not in great upbringings. So Jacob's obviously had that history, but it's when you sit there and you look at what he talks about when he says, "Oh, I had this, and I've had that, and now I'm in the WWE where I've wanted to be, and my life is going really good." And you see the storylines he's building. It shows you that, like I said earlier, everyone deserves that second chance, and he's getting that now. And it's a very interesting one that I think. I'd like to see where he goes. I was gutted he lost the US title to Solo. I think that was a poor mistake. I don't know what the fuck he's doing with the MFTs. They are probably the most pointless group in WWE. Until the White Six come back, and then it makes sense.
Yeah, I think that they are just trying to build like the second bloodline because he was good with a team of people telling him what to do. But he's another superstar. I think in the future. Maybe to take the title run. I really like him, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm not really a Solo fan. No. I weren't really a Solo fan when he was in the Bloodline either. No. It was just funny that Sami Zayn kept calling him my dog. And he just didn't know what to do. And they kept trying to make him break character because he was so serious all the time. And Sami Zayn made that whole Bloodline story great.
He did.
I'll stand by it. He was probably the best person in there. But no, Solo's one of those where he's never really been... my kind of guy. He's not my guy. Interested to see where he goes from that, but obviously,
I think he can be a great superstar. Well, he is, in my eyes anyway. He's a great superstar. Could he hold the title in the future? Maybe, but again, with the US title or the IC title, maybe with maybe a change of character, sort of, maybe a solo run on his own. Instead of like with a
look at what he did in NXT though before he came up to the Bloodline, like when he won that North American Championship, even though he won it and then had to give it back because it wasn't deemed as legal what he did, whatever the storyline was. Yeah, but he used to come out and do his own promos, and he used to just rip people up in promos, and he was great on the mic. And now you see him, and he's trying to be Roman with the mix of Jimmy and Jay, and then his own twist on it, and it's like, just be you, dude. Like
he just needs to be himself.
Just be you. Don't come out here and try and act all like, take the mick out of the crowd and be funny like Roman does, because you ain't ever going to do it like Roman. Don't come out here and try and rap and insult people like Jimmy and Jay do, because again,
Yeah.
you ain't going to be like Jimmy and Jay. Just come out, be Solo Sikoa, be your own person, and do what you do. And again, you'll have a good history. You'll have a good storyline.
I agree with that one.
I feel like he's another one. Maybe some of the MFTs, especially the fat guy. What's the fat guy called? JC Mateo or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb, or as he was before. So they just thought, oh, we'll call him JC. JC Mateo and Herculeo. I think they need to go to NXT. I think they need to get into some good. Herculeo and Obafemi would be a great storyline. But so would Herculeo and Eric Rowan. That would be a good storyline.
Yeah, it would.
But maybe send the MFTs down to NXT and have them rival with Dark State. That would
be good.
Give both groups a good boost.
Yeah, it would.
I think there's a few superstars I'd be sending down to NXT. Not necessarily like degrading them and saying, "Oh, you're rubbish, you need to get down there," but they could do with the boost of having like being the best down there.
Yeah,
but then they can also bring the best
just like
people.
You can see them more tanks at the moment. The roster's stacked as well. So there's some superstars who we've got, and they're not really doing promos each week, and they're not doing the best way just because they've only got that time slot and it is getting filled up. So if they do push them down to NXT and do give them more time to show the crowd.
New Catch Republic is one that I'd be sending down to NXT and put them in that tag team division, because Tyler Bates and Pete Dunne are great people. But
yeah, I love that team. Yeah.
But your problem is you've got a great tag team like that, and you're replacing them with 3 different people being El Grande Americano. That was interesting at first because it was Chad Gable and everyone knew that, and now it's Kaiser and everyone knows that. It's like it's boring now.
Yeah,
and then you got AAA happened yesterday, was it? And you've now got El Grande Americano and Dominic Mysterio are now facing the Lucha Bros, which is Penta and Rey Fenix. So they've announced they're back. So it's like, how long do we now have to wait for the Lucha Bros to come onto Raw or SmackDown? They're on 2 different brands for one. So how long until they come together on a brand and we get the Lucha Bros? The Lucha Bros, Motor City Machine Guns, Street Profits, DIY, Fraxium, all good tag teams. That SmackDown tag team division around Mania time was crazy, and what they did with that was great. But then you look at the Raw one, and it's like, it was dead. It was New Day, the Viking Raiders, or whatever they're called now, War Raiders. Or,
War Raiders.
And Judgment Day. And you start again, it's a bit boring.
Yeah, there is. I think, that, as you said, the SmackDown tag team is absolutely stacked. There are so many good tag teams that they split it to have like an equal amount on both shows. But at the moment, like only days you've only got like 3 tag teams, and they've only 2 having a feud at a time. You've got one sort of left outside, and from every one of those tag teams, there's not a superstar from that. You can really leave out. To be fair,
there's I think I read something the other day. There's 13 tag teams in the whole of WWE. That are set tag teams. I think it was 8 on SmackDown, 3 or 4 on Raw, and you sat there going, "That's not many. Why not split them between the 2 shows?" But then you look at Raw, where they put Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura together. They put Andrade and Rey Fenix together. There's another tag. They're trying to put tag teams together, and you sit there going, if you want Rey Fenix in a tag team, stick him with his brother. There's no one better that he has a tag team connection with than his brother. Do that. Get that one done. You've got the Judgment Day. You've got, obviously, Viking Raiders. You've got New Day. There's other tag teams in that division that aren't necessarily, like, together anymore. Bring them back together. Bring DIY over. Let DIY over go there or something. But,
I did like their new theme song as well. DIY's new theme song.
I don't like the new one. I prefer the old one.
Yeah, I think the new one, the old one's always going to be the best. But I think it was a nice sort of change up to DIY.
I look at some of the music that's changed, and you look at like Street Profits never should have changed theirs. From the "We Want the Smoke," that was always iconic. And then Shinsuke changed his, and I was like, what the hell is this? But they've both now gone back to their old themes, haven't they?
Yes. I'm so happy that Shinsuke and also Gunther as well.
Gunther going back to his Walter. I pointed this out to you, and you were like, didn't even realise that. Like, him going back to his Walter song.
I didn't even realise it. I think because I watched that on catch up, so in the entrance, I think I skipped a few.
Yeah.
I guess I skipped for the entrance because I was watching it on the way to work on the Tuesday morning. So I didn't realise it, and I was seeing a few things on social media, and then when I see your message about them coming back, I was like, and then I searched on YouTube and played that, and I was like, yeah. Him
coming back to his Walter music, is iconic. And when Walter first made an appearance in NXT UK, he come out in a silk gown, not his normal trench coat. He came out in a silk gown for a while, and Gunther brought that back as well. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to get Walter on steroids because he's fucking shredded compared to what he was. And this, like I said earlier, this new Gunther, if he comes back and just dominates like he did in the right way, he don't need that John Cena push. You don't need that match. Like, you will have your own career not a lot better than John Cena because it ain't going to last that long, but you'll have a really good career that will push you on like Roman Reigns level style without needing.
It'll be great. It'll be great. Match. Yeah, it would be really good to see him. I love his old theme song. So to go back to his old gimmick and how much he dominates as Walter as well.
The only problem with his theme song is the bit at the beginning where it's like duh, duh, just sounds like Baby Shark.
Yeah, the start of Baby Shark.
I hear it, and my daughter gets well excited because she thinks Baby Shark's, and then she looks at TV and Gunther stood there like he's like Gunther, and she's like, oh. But
yes.
Final topic we'll discuss before we go on to predictions for Survivor Series. Obviously, we've now got successfully completed women's War Games teams too. So it'll be Charlotte, Alexa, Io, Rhea, and AJ Lee. I need to say AJ Styles then. AJ Lee versus Lash Legend, Nia Jax, the Kabuki Warriors, and Becky Lynch. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm really excited again. I think all of these matchups were happening again. Star-studded lineup. It's great to see that AJ Lee's getting back in the ring as well. So I'm really looking forward to see AJ Lee back in the ring. I think that'll carry on the feud with AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. I can see Rhea's team winning this one though. Yeah.
I think the good thing, like we obviously we keep saying, we said this earlier. Me and Dave recorded a podcast earlier, and my audio and my picture went really wrong, so we've had to re-record it. It's currently 8:30 at night, and we're recording this. This is going out at 10 o'clock, so very tight schedule. But the one we recorded earlier, and I said to you, well, you mentioned it, saying AJ's not had a singles match back in WWE yet, and this could give her the push now.
I think it will.
If AJ gets the pin over Becky, Becky's then going to go on and face Maxine for the title. Maybe AJ costs her that match again.
Yeah.
One thing you said earlier, just to point out as well, you said that it was predictable that Maxine was going to win, and you thought AJ might get involved.
Yeah,
I thought Jessica Carr was going to be the reason.
Yeah.
When I seen her as a referee, I was like, she's costing her the match. Because obviously Jessica Carr has been training to become a wrestler in ID or whatever it is. So I thought maybe we get the whole point of Jessica Carr coming into the ring and wrestling, especially when she was like, smacked her off her and was like, focus on what you've got, leave me out of it, and that was a heated bit between them.
Yeah.
But obviously AJ coming back and cost her that. I think she costs her rematch. Maybe she eliminates her from the Rumble, or Becky will eliminate AJ from the Rumble just to keep it going.
Yeah. I do think that's going to be either they'll have a match at Rumble or they'll save the first big
game will be Mania, because the way that you do it now, you have AJ pin Becky or Becky pin AJ in the War Games.
Yeah.
You have AJ cost Becky her rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Becky then eliminates AJ from Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
You then have... So one of them costs a War Game. The other one will cost the other the Chamber and pin them in the Elimination Chamber, which will lead them on to Mania.
Yeah.
And that's where the first singles match. But then you've also put AJ Lee in a tag team match, in War Games, in the Royal Rumble, in the Elimination Chamber, and then you give her a big Mania match.
Yeah, and I think that's what will happen. To be fair, now I do think that, and it's again, there's just going to be so much build up. It'll be really interesting to see how they pull the storyline off. But again, it's always great to see AJ Lee's music hit and seeing her back on the screen as well.
That day that she returned, and I don't understand how. When CM Punk stood there and he goes, "One thing everyone knows about me is I won't hit a woman, but I know someone who will." The crowd were very flat, and I'm starting to go in. It's obviously AJ Lee. You're stupid if you don't think it's not.
Yeah,
and I feel like people in the crowd are thinking, "Oh, it's going to be Rhea Ripley," because obviously him and Rhea are quite close, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I'm starting to go in. Rhea would have been a good option because Becky and Rhea would have been a good storyline. Like Rhea did really well with Charlotte and that storyline, but with Becky it'd have been good. But it's CM Punk, for God's sake. It's going to be his wife. There's so many rumours about AJ Lee returning, but the crowd was so dead, and I was like, I feel like she deserved a better crowd. Then her music here, and everyone's like freaking out, and I'm sat there going, are people freaking out because they're seeing more and more influencers being used in VTs and stuff like that? Like Mr. Santi's app, great podcaster, gets used on a lot of them. So they always use his reaction videos and stuff. And I'm wondering if people are now starting to pick up on it at shows that if we just wait and act like absolute idiots when she comes out, we'll get put in their VTs. Instead, you just look stupid on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair.
You sat in the background, a 40-year-old man screaming like a little girl because AJ Lee's come back. WWE ain't going to use that. They're going to use the footage of the woman that's like 18 that's followed AJ Lee all her career.
And
they're going to use that kind of person that's crying their eyes out. But I think. Obviously, we'll get to predictions in a second, but I think that's going to be an interesting War Games match. There's a lot of power again in that match. I would have liked to have seen a Bianca Belair. We obviously said earlier, not sure where she's gone.
Yeah,
I think she's having a baby.
Yes, I was going to say you made that prediction. She might be having a baby because she's just not announced it yet.
She broke her fingers and then she's been missing for 6 months. Take it for someone who broke the finger. You don't take 6 months out injured for breaking your finger.
Yeah, that's true.
I reckon she's having a baby and just hasn't announced it yet. I'd have liked to have seen her. I'd like to have seen Jade Cargill maybe in the match. Maybe a Liv Morgan kind of return.
Yeah.
I'm quite excited to see Alexa Bliss and Charlotte in it. I feel like their relationship the last couple of weeks have built up and they've got a good relationship between them. That they're good in the ring. I'm not really a fan of Kabuki Warriors.
No.
Oscar's whole storyline of being controlling and manipulating, I understand it's meant to be the storyline, but I kind of don't agree with it. I think it's wrong to be portraying that in the world, especially in a world where there are people that live in them situations that can't get out of them. I just don't think it's the right storyline to portray. Io and Rhea just seem like two happy lesbians that just can't leave each other alone. But they're just really happy people. The best way to describe it, but they're really happy. I'm going to get this cancelled after an episode for saying that. But yeah, I think there's a good mix that can happen in the women's. There is. I don't think Lash Legend should be in it. I said it to you earlier. Lash Legend and Nia Jax, last time both of them were seen, they were facing each other.
Yeah.
How have they not been seen for 2 months? All of a sudden now they're facing each other. They're tag teaming together in a War Games. It don't make sense. I would rather have done something like Jade Cargill and Nia Jax and had that powerhouse, and maybe you have them go against each other instead. But it just don't make sense the way they've done it. I think there's a few things you could change. Very quickly, what are your thoughts on Nikki Bella turned on Stephanie?
I think it's something new. Something that was gonna happen, but then it was also like sort of refreshing because Nikki Bella heel run, Stephanie as a face. That's going to be a really good match. I feel like my prediction is that Stephanie might retain the title, but I do think Nikki's got that. She's not going to leave it there. She's going to go out and try and get that one last title in this run she's going to have.
I said it to you earlier that looking at that situation, I don't like the idea that they've brought Nikki Bella back to be this happy Hall of Famer to then immediately turn a heel and make her go for a title, because it's the same as Charlotte. If Charlotte gets injured, she comes back, she's in the title run. If Nikki gets injured or comes back, she's in the title run. Don't agree with it. I think Stephanie puts her in a place. Stephanie wins the match.
Definitely.
Potentially, she loses because of maybe a Liv Morgan return or a Roxanne involvement. But I think Stephanie retains. The two things that Nikki Bella's not done in her career: win a Royal Rumble and win Money in the Bank.
Yes.
I think next year, I said it, next year I think she does both.
Yeah.
I think she wins the Rumble, goes on to Mania to challenge maybe Jade Cargill, or if it's still Stephanie, loses again, wins the Money in the Bank, but cashes in on the Intercontinental title or something, and tries to get a Grand Slam championship.
Yeah, that makes sense. To be fair,
I can't see them just giving Nikki the top. Not when you've got people like Stephanie's on a really good run. She's up and coming. Jade's on a really good run, up and coming. Tiffy's on a really good run, up and coming. And you've got all these people. Lyra Valkyria. You've got Bailey's obviously been around a while, but she's stuck through it all. You've got Charlotte obviously coming back. Alexa's coming back after a long time away. They had a really good run with Naomi before she got pregnant.
Yes, they did.
There's a lot of women. Roxanne, Raquel, even giving Raquel a world title shot is a very good option and storyline change. There's so many different options of where it can go. I think just going back 10 years does not make sense.
No.
So
no, as much as what it's I was a fan with Nikki Bella and the Bella Twins, but I do think that at the moment you've got so many young superstars up and coming. Some of the superstars that you mentioned then up and coming who fully deserve.
I preferred Brie because she wasn't. Nikki's gifted, let's say it that way, with looks, gifted wise. Brie wasn't, so she didn't really get the attention that Nikki's boobs got. But Brie didn't really have the attention, but what she did have was she gave everything in every match, and you could see that. There was never a match where I sat there and go, Brie's give 50% in that match and half-arsed it. It was every match she gave it her best, and she was good on the mic, and she was good with storylines and storytelling, and obviously then she was married to Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, however you want to call him. And obviously that then took an impact on her career, but I think she was the better wrestler because she had to earn a lot more. Where Nikki, obviously, like I said, she was gifted with certain talents that she got. And then also she got with John Cena. That's always going to give you a big push.
100%.
Like Michelle McCall getting with The Undertaker, it's going to give you a big push. But I feel like Nikki sits there and says, I was the biggest influence in the women's revolution. You were, because you were the champion at the time. But I think you need to look at people like Beth Phoenix, that was a little bit different. And people like that. AJ Lee come down to the ring in Chuck Taylors. And jean shorts. Don't get me wrong, John Cena did jean shorts first. But Chuck Taylors and jean shorts rather than tight lycra that showed off your boobs and your bum. And wrestling boots and stuff. She come down a little bit different. You had people like Tamina that was different. Alicia Fox was different in that era as well. And there was a lot of wrestlers that come through, and then you've got people like Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky, that all then come in that same time. You had Summer Rae, Eva Marie, Natalia, people like this that were different to your Kelly Kellys, your Litas, your Trish Stratus, your Stables, your Stacy Keeblers, and the ones that Vince McMahon basically got them half naked every week on TV and was like, "That's how we'll do it." you had that different style where these women could now wrestle. And Nikki Bella was one of those where you were the champion at the time and you were pushed for that, but you weren't as influential as you think. Whereas Brie was very influential because it was, but you're not the good-looking kind of sister that we wanted, but you can wrestle and you can do this and you can do that, and it pushed on it. And one of the bigger people I put onto my list, I made a top men's and top women's top 10.
Yes.
And I struggled to figure out where I wanted to put Stephanie McMahon in my women's list because she is very influential for that women's revolution.
No, she is. She 100%. The role she had in how the female superstars are today, really. And
but
how
she wasn't looked as a wrestler because she didn't wrestle. She had a match every now and then, and
she had a match.
She always had like Chris Jericho or Triple H, or she had one match against Nikki Bella or Brie Bella, one of them. But she wasn't a wrestler, but she's been very influential, and she's definitely in the top 10 WWE women wrestlers for me. Well, WWE women in general, because of what she's done for the industry and revolution.
100%. I don't think the women we would have today on the roster, and like for now, looking back at it, if 10, 15 years ago, if you thought that women are going to main event WrestleMania in the way that they did, and that was like, no, you'd probably get one women match. That was it, really, on a show, or you'd get Vince the way he'd want to do it, a woman half naked, or there'd be some sort of
bra and panty matches, or
there'd be like a weird Vince's fantasies, bookings, whatever you want to call it. That's another story of what Vince. But now you've had like a women's main event. Now you've got a women's IC title, US title. You've got the women's Money in the Bank. Now you've got the women's.
I do think they need another women's tag team title, though. I think they need to bring back a second women's tag team title.
Yeah, I agree. Like nowadays, like you've got so much potential for as a woman. Like you've sort of got like the equal as a male superstar.
Yeah,
like the same opportunities. Maybe there's more male superstars in WWE, but you've got so much talent in the female superstars.
The only thing that I think we had a discussion earlier, and we said, you look at Raws and SmackDowns, NXTs recently, you've had all tag team titles, apart from the ones the White Six have got. So the women's and the world tag team titles have been defended on a show recently.
Yeah.
And have changed hands. The IC title's been on a show, changed hand. US title's been on a show. Women's US, women's IC have both been on a show. Women's world title was changed at PLE, but that was again Tiffy defended it on a show.
Yeah.
Who's the women's world? Who's the other one? Stephanie has matches every week on shows.
Yeah.
And then you've got Cody and CM Punk who don't wrestle really on a SmackDown or Raw.
It's been like that for the past maybe few years. I think like Roman Reigns, you'd have him like turn up every even though it was a historical and it was a reign with the bloodline. I really liked that reign, but he wasn't on the show every week, and it's like, as you mentioned before, like years ago, like you don't say to someone like, "Oh, I'm buying a ticket to Monday Night Raw just to go and see my favorite superstar do a 10-minute promo." Like you'd want to go to a show to see them.
I'm not going to watch Tozawa. I'm going to watch CM Punk.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tozawa, you are funny, but
in a match, like I'm just going to mention Cena because he's the hot topic at the moment of all WWE. It's like when Cena, like say 15 years ago, like you would see him on Raw and he would be on Raw, and just be in a normal singles match, no title on the line, just a normal singles match.
That's the other thing though, as well with Cena was. We said it earlier, and it's something that's still happening now, which is I'm glad that Sami Zayn and Ilya have carried it on, is that US Open title match of 15 years ago he brought that out, and people are like, well, what are you doing this for? Like, we don't need that. And we discussed it earlier, back in early 2000s, early 2010s, every title got defended within 30 days. That was Vince's rule. You had a championship, it's got to be defended within every 30 days.
Night of Champions, which you mentioned before. Every title was on the line.
Every title on the line.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, every title. Royal Rumble, you had all the big ones on the line. And it was stuff like that where now you don't get that. Roman Reigns had the title for 3.5 years and defended it 38 times. Cody Rhodes, I think, had it in total nearly 2 years, and he's only defended it something like 14 times.
Yeah, I think like if you're a champion nowadays, you could be like on a 6-month to a year reign and defend the title 5 times.
But then you bring in Sami Zayn, who had the US title 2 months and defended it 13 times. Ilya Dragunov now had it for a month and a half, 2 months, and he's defended 8 to 10 times. He's defended, and that's what we want to see. But you want to see that in the world title picture.
Yeah, in a business, like they might be just leaving like the big superstars for the grandest stages of PLEs to attract people to buy that, but it's the price you still pay for Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown in London this year. I think I paid £90 a ticket each, and I was sat up in the skies. I remember when it was coming to Liverpool, I sat front row for £70 at the front row, and
you paid £90 to go and watch.
I think with all the booking fees and stuff.
This will show you the difference of where wrestling is now to what it was when I went to WrestleMania. You paid £90 a ticket to go and watch Raw and sat up in the skies. Yeah. I paid $75 a ticket and went to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think my WrestleMania ticket, I must have paid, I think it was mid-hundreds. And I was in the arena, and it was obviously I forgot what it calls, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, I think it was called in New Orleans at the time, and obviously that's a really big stadium, and it stretched really back.
Was you at the one where Hulk Hogan calls it the Silver Dome?
No, I think that was 30. I'm pretty sure that was WrestleMania 30, because I think they did it in WrestleMania 30, and that was when they had the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan winning it, and then 4 years later they brought it back to New Orleans. That was when I was there. Again, funny enough, it wasn't at the time planned when I bought the tickets. I think December maybe. It was John Cena challenging The Undertaker for a match, and
that one where Undertaker turned it last minute.
It was that one. I think my obviously favorite wrestler, which you'll know what you probably found out from this episode and future episodes. I'll always talk about John Cena. I went with my mum to WrestleMania. It was my 21st birthday, and I took me and my mum went over to WrestleMania, where I got the belt behind me. That was my 21st birthday present, the belt. Just happened that was a great weekend. I think out of the whole weekend, NXT TakeOver took that weekend.
I six-man ladder match. Didn't we?
Yeah, the 6-man ladder match with the North American Championship on the line to kick off the night, to kick off the weekend, because that was on the Friday or the Saturday, and then.
So you'd have been one of the first years that was 2-night Mania.
No, this was only one. I think.
Was it only one?
I think
36.
I think that might have been the last one, or there was one more before it. But I think at that
when did
time,
you go? 2019.
2018.
2018. So 2019. So 36. 2020 COVID would have been the first one that was 2 nights.
Yeah. I did think that was a long night. I think everyone in there, I think we got there, we sat down not around 3 o'clock. Yeah. And we were there till 11. It was just a long time. I know you had all the pre-show and the hype for Mania. It was unbelievable walking into there, seeing the stage reveal for the first time, because we wanted to keep it a surprise till we're there. It was great walking in, and to have the opportunity to experience it with my mum as well, and to make it even better, it was my mum's all-time favourite wrestler, The Undertaker. We've never been able to see him live. My favourite wrestler, John Cena, who I hadn't seen alive for a while, to see him back in the ring. So that storyline was, I think me and my mum stayed up every Monday Night Raw for John Cena challenging Undertaker. There was nothing from it. The matches with Kane, nothing from it. And then it was the Monday before WrestleMania, nothing came of it. And then I remember, I've got it somewhere in the wardrobe next to me in a memory box, opening the WrestleMania Facebook program. And it was a big picture of John Cena with a big question mark of The Undertaker, where he's going to show up, and we're like, we're so excited. I was so excited. I think the main event that night was Lesnar and Roman Reigns in the main event. And the other match was Nakamura and AJ Styles as well. Nakamura heel turn.
Kicked him in the balls after.
Yes, but the hype of that night for me was the John Cena Undertaker. It was the way he executed was great. The hat beat suddenly appearing in the ring, lightning strikes, lights go out, lights come back on, the hat and gloves and the folded coat's gone. Gone out of the ring, so that was knew he was coming, and it was just waiting to hear that big the gong go off around the arena, and all the lights go out. It was great. But going back to that weekend, I think NXT took over that weekend.
Yeah, so when we went to WrestleMania 39, and we did Stand and Deliver as it is now, and there was the 6-woman ladder match for the women's NXT title, which Indy Hartwell won. And I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the first time I'd ever really got to know NXT.
Yeah.
We got over there and the tickets were like $12, so we were like, sounds like £8.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, Sam, we'll go. We went and watched it, and honestly, it was the best thing about the weekend. NXT Stand and Deliver really, really made that weekend really good. And it kicked it off because we left Stand and Deliver on the basis of, oh my god, if that's that good, what's WrestleMania gonna be like? And then it was the worst WrestleMania in history. Although Charlotte and Rhea, that was a really good match that year.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great match.
I remember sitting in the crowd. We had managed to get down to. I probably shouldn't say this because I'll get in trouble. But oh well. We'd managed to walk our way from the skies down to ringside for the Rhea match. So we were sat we were 10 rows back for the Rhea Ripley match.
Yeah.
But we were sat there. We then went into a different section of the stadium and watched the Usos versus KO and Sami Zayn. That was the pop of that was loud in the arena. And it was stuff like that. And then the Sunday we went back. So the Saturday was a long day because you went to NXT at like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, NXT was that was when NXT was on the same day, wasn't it?
Yeah. So NXT Stand and Deliver was 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that, until like 1, 2 o'clock. You're there. Then it was to go from one side, so from the Crypto Arena, which is one side of LA, to the SoFi Stadium, which is the other side of LA.
Yeah.
For Mania, to then queue, get into Mania, got up into our seats, got some food and stuff, and then to watch the Edge and Finn Balor Hell in a Cell match. And we were sat in one part of the stadium. There was a bloke, 2 blokes next to us. We started talking to them. One was a copper and one was a bin man. Right good mix of people. And we were talking to him. And the bloke was like, "Oh, my pal was like one of the photographers for WWE. Like, I know him quite well." I was like, "Oh, okay, nice." He went, "Want to see something gruesome?" And now I don't do gruesome stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Look at this photo he's took," and it was the photo of Finn Balor's head fully split open before they put the staples and stuff in. Oh, mate, I nearly heaved. I nearly threw up. It was horrible, but
no, I'm not
it was like
with anything like that.
But the fact he did that and then carried on the match.
Yeah.
And you sit there going, some of these guys, they know what they're doing and they take a lot of pain. But
they do. A lot of them do.
Yeah. Right. We'll wrap it up anyway because it was meant to be a 40-minute podcast. We've been on for an hour and a half. Go with your predictions for the weekend. So we'll start with the never seen 17 John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio.
I think whatever match he's in, I think I'm always going to back the GOAT, the never seen 17 Cena. It would be nice because I think a lot of fans going into this match think that maybe Cena will drop the title back to Dom. But I think it would be a surprise if it'll be interesting to see if Cena retains. I think Cena will retain. It'll be a surprise, and then he'll pass the torch over with the title at his last match on the 13th of December.
I think we get a Dom win.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be because I don't really like him as a champ.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm going to go with John Cena because Dom retained his title last night at AAA. And it seems like they're taking a storyline somewhere else. So I think Cena wins. Yeah. I think we potentially might, because he's got a promo coming up on the NXT.
Yes.
I think we might get an impromptu John Cena match on NXT before Saturday Night Main Event.
Yes.
and I reckon that's where he might lose the title.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Or
is that going to be before the weekend, or is it after?
So
I'm not sure.
Tuesday he goes to NXT to do the tournament for the people to be on that Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
And then obviously Survivor Series is the Saturday, so I reckon he survives. I reckon we'll either get something like Kevin Owens situation where the NXT champion or someone like that will come up, challenge John Cena. He'll put the title on the line and they'll beat him.
Yeah.
Obviously, KO did it when he was US champion, didn't he? Come up as NXT champion, beat him.
That was great for KO. I really enjoyed that feud.
I feel like something like that might happen, and that's how he loses the title in an impromptu match. Because they always said John Cena's got 3 matches left, and then they made the Boston match. It wasn't a planned match. And people are always only got 2 matches left now, and I'm sort of going, but that wasn't necessarily a planned match.
That wasn't a planned match, no. That wasn't scheduled to happen.
So is there somewhere another match lined up that we don't know about? But yeah, I think Cena.
Yeah.
Stephanie and Nikki. I know you just summed up about Stephanie.
Yeah, no, I do think Stephanie's going to pick up the win on that. I think she's going to be a dominant force and she's going to have a long title reign, maybe up to Mania. But I can see it. I can't see anyone at the moment defeating Stephanie unless we get a return maybe at the Rumble or an upcoming superstar from. And that's one name in the back of my mind who I can see definitely taking back the stance of how good she was. To be fair, before she left, and how big she was as well.
It'll be like a Liv Morgan, or it'll be like Bianca Belair if she's not having a baby.
Yeah.
We've just put in people's heads that she's having a baby, but she's not. If she's not having a baby, and she does return, and maybe it's a Royal Rumble return that you get a Bianca.
Yeah.
I can't. Tiffy may be a return, but again,
Tiffy
could be a good shout. To be fair, because she gave Tiffy her first loss of the year. Could be redemption for Tiffy.
It could be, and it could be a side of like a heel side of Tiffany as well coming back.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to go Stephanie for that one. I just don't see Nikki doing it.
No, same. I agree.
And then obviously we've got the 2 War Games. We'll start with the women's one.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we're both in agreements.
We are.
Team Face, we'll call them.
Yes.
Team Rhea.
Team.
Yes. Or Team Charlotte.
I really can't see. We discussed that earlier about AJ taking the pin.
AJ pins Becky.
Becky, we're getting the pin over Becky, and then that'll send Becky on a rampage or something. Yeah. And then
I reckon what happens is you get maybe Maxine does like an open challenge kind of thing or challenges someone a week on Monday on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Becky loses and Becky then just goes out and just like batters the crap into her around the ring.
Yeah.
And just annihilates her and like, I want my title back. See you at Saturday Night Main Event kind of situation. Yeah. We also said there's not a pay-per-view planned at the moment that I'm aware of between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble. So maybe we get another day one of pay-per-view for the new year or something.
And what you spoke about before, what you mentioned
or Netflix 1 year special.
The year anniversary of the Netflix era coming upon.
Maybe we get a little pay-per-view for that would put them kind of matches into perspective. But yeah, I'm in agreement. I think AJ pins Becky for that, and then for the men's, I think we're again in agreement. I think it's the heel side. Team Vision, I think, had taken that.
Yeah, I think there's going to be disruptions in both teams. I do think, or hoping so, Logan Paul gets a F5 or a Claymore or a spear to him. But I'm really hoping, and I can't see Cody turning on the.
I think Brock wins
someone. Yeah, I think without a doubt. To be fair, from both teams, I can't see anyone taking the pin. I just can't really see anyone taking
Jimmy.
But I think I think Logan's the main one to take the pin. I'm not, because I think Jimmy's got potential going forward, but then I can't see that team losing as well. So I think the way the match might go is what you mentioned before about someone actually stepping out the cage for the first time. That's never been done before.
Or the other option I put to you earlier would be obviously the Vision have got rid of Seth Rollins.
Yes.
So do we get a situation where Bron Breakker and maybe Bronson Reed are the only two standing? Bron's lining up Roman maybe for a spear, because Roman and Bronson have also had that history.
Yes.
And in the end, Seth Rollins' music hits, but there's no Seth Rollins appearance. It's just mind games. He costs Bron to distraction. Roman could take advantage and win. Or do we maybe get the opposite situation where it's maybe Jimmy and Roman have got Brock or someone, Logan, Drew, something like that.
Yeah.
And you hear the Shield music hit, and the whole Vision situation of them injuring Seth Rollins was a storyline to try and get the OTC back in to take control and make CM Punk think he's on top of everything, and then just come in and destroy it all again. And
with that match in particular, there's lots of things that can happen. It'd be very exciting.
100%.
Very looking forward to Saturday.
I'm going to go with Cody to walk out the cage.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to go Cody to walk out the cage. I'm going to go Jay to walk out the cage.
Jay. Yeah. No, I can't see both scenarios, to be fair, but I am going with... See, Cody's it is known to be the face of the company, so it is tough.
Yeah. But does Jay walk out because he's fed up of something or feels like it's not right? And we feel like maybe it's not a he's turning heel moment. It's just a I give up moment. Yeah. I'm not supporting you, whatever. Maybe Roman's pushed him around too much. He needs to go screw it and walks out, costs on the match. And then it comes to Raw or SmackDown, and that's when you have Cody turn heel, because he could then turn on Jay and be like, you lost me that match.
Yeah.
So on. So
I think there'll be a bit of obviously it's like Punk's team, and you've got Reigns, who's like a dominant force who wants to be the dominant one, and we had it where when Reigns put his arm across Punk last time, I think it was Sami Zayn entered the match. Yeah. It'd be nice to see if Punk does that and there's a bit of feud coming up. But
I think Roman goes in first. I think it'll either be Roman will go in first or Jimmy will go in first, and they'll send in someone like Brock that will just annihilate for a minute.
Yeah.
CM Punk will get the upper gain, and they'll get on top of Brock, and then you'll end up with like Bronson or something, and it'll go like that. But it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, as we said, we'll be bringing you podcasts weekly, updated videos throughout the week. So our aim will be, even though WWE likes to be on at 1 o'clock in the morning over here, to all you Americans that watch it at 4 o'clock or 8 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning over here, we will try and do reaction videos Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Next Sunday, it'll potentially be some other people might be here. It might be us two again. It might be us two with more people. We'll bring you some updates and reviews and opinions and thoughts and whatever it is on the WWE for the week next week, and reactions to Survivor Series.
Yes,
which should be a good one. Keep your eyes out. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. We will be going live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube for Survivor Series. We will be getting together. So David, unfortunately, lives a couple hours away from us, so he'll be joining us online. But there will be a group of us together for Survivor Series, so keep your eyes open for that.
Seeing some live reactions.
Get some live reactions and thoughts, and obviously opinions as we're going through. Make sure you get your comments in, give us a like, give us a share to all your friends out there, and make sure, more importantly, you subscribe to the channel, follow us and support us, and we'll do our best to bring you on. Also, in the comments, let us know what you want to see. Do you want to see our WWE Top 10? As much as John Cena will probably be on the top of it for David for most of it. There might be some other thoughts in there. We can bring you our top 10 wrestlers, top 10 women wrestlers, top 10 bounce.
There for me.
Top 10 returns of all time. The Hardys and Edge, 1 and 2.
Yes. Match stipulations as well.
Match stipulations, yeah. I like the casket match, buried alive match. That's probably one of my favourites.
Can't go wrong with the traditional Hell in a Cell match for me as well.
No, you can't go wrong, can you? So, but yeah, let us know in the comments what you'd like to see from us as well. And until next time,
when the next
we
will
see you then.
Get ready for War Games.
Indeed, we will.
I was going to do my Regal impression then, but I'll leave that to
War Games.
No one does it better than him.
No one can. So until next time, guys.
Yes.
We'll see you later.
See you later.
Promise that you'll catch me.